Go inside, get the boy, and kill him.
With pleasure.
Every story has a beginning, and for the Juggernaut, it all started in X-Men number 12 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Now, insiders are swirling that Juggernaut might crash his way into the MCU in Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4. After that, who knows? It's anyone's guess where his storyline could go. The real question is, who's going to take on the role? The MCU already has a track record of juggling multiple actors for iconic characters, and with 4 actors having played Juggernaut in past X-Men movies, the possibilities are wide open. So, let's dive into everything we know so far about how Juggernaut could make his MCU debut and potentially shake things up in a big way. The most recent and memorable portrayal of Juggernaut came from Aaron W. Reed in Deadpool and Wolverine. Known for his towering physique and strength, Reed brought a new level of intensity to the character. You might recognize him as Dude, the buff version of Ryan Reynolds' character in Free Guy, which already proved his knack for playing larger-than-life roles. Reed's Juggernaut really shined during his epic showdown with X-23 in The Void. The fight, packed with raw power and dynamic choreography, made for a standout moment in the film. The contrast between Juggernaut's brute force and X-23's smaller, faster fighting style added an extra layer of excitement. The film's design for Juggernaut took inspiration from his look in X-Men: The Last Stand, giving a nod to his cinematic origins while letting Reed make the role his own. In classic Deadpool fashion, there's even a joke about Reed being this year's Juggernaut, referencing his casting over Vinnie Jones. Thanks to Reed's acting chops and experience with physically demanding roles, his take on Juggernaut felt authentic and fresh, making the character a real highlight of Deadpool and Wolverine. The next stop for Juggernaut could be in Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4. According to some insiders, Marvel is pushing Sony to keep the story more grounded, steering away from another multiverse spectacle. This could open the door for adapting the classic Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut comic storyline. This legendary tale, written by Roger Stern with art by John Romita Jr., showcases Spider-Man's relentless efforts to stop Juggernaut from taking down the X-Men. Seeing Peter interact with X-Men characters would be a huge thrill for fans, and there are so many exciting possibilities. Imagine Spider-Man teaming up with Wolverine. Peter's wisecracks paired with Logan's gruff attitude would be comedy gold. Or perhaps Professor X steps in as a mentor for Peter, bringing his own perspective on responsibility as the leader of the School for Gifted Children. What makes this storyline even more intriguing is that it also includes Madam Webb, which could be the perfect bridge to tie Sony's villain-centric universe into the MCU. With such rich potential for character interactions and story depth, adapting Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut would be a brilliant move for Spider-Man 4. Juggernaut's return to the MCU could be the perfect opportunity to fix one of the most controversial X-Men moments ever, especially if they bring back X-Men: The Last Stand actor Vinnie Jones. Jones has spoken about his disappointment with how his role as Juggernaut was handled in The Last Stand, particularly after director Matthew Vaughn was replaced by Brett Ratner. His character's screen time was heavily cut, but the infamous line, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," still made it into the final version. The line, which was delivered during Juggernaut's fight with Elliot Page's Kitty Pryde, felt awkward and poorly written. However, it was actually a nod to a redubbed meme from the 1992 X-Men: The Animated Series. Unfortunately, what was meant to be a humorous reference fell flat for most audiences at the time. With Juggernaut potentially appearing in Spider-Man 4, there's now an excellent chance to redeem this 18-year-old line. Bringing Vinnie Jones back to reprise his role and repeat the catchphrase, with Deadpool's inevitable meta-commentary, could finally give the line the comedic payoff it always aimed for. The time gap, combined with the MCU's self-aware humor, might make this meme-worthy line hit the mark in Phase 6. For Jones, this could also be a chance to redeem his version of Juggernaut and bring closure to his frustrations with The Last Stand. If Juggernaut appears in Spider-Man 4, the film has an opportunity to delve into the darker layers of his character, especially the tragic backstory behind his iconic armor. Kane Marco, aka Juggernaut, is known for his unstoppable power and ability to plow through anything in his path. However, his journey to gaining that power is rooted in a heartbreaking desire to shield himself from the pain and vulnerability he endured as a child. In Amazing X-Men number 19 by Christopher Yost and Jorge Fornes, Kane's motivation for becoming the Juggernaut is implied to stem from a lifetime of abuse. A brief but impactful flashback shows Kane cowering in fear as his abusive father, Kurt Marco, looms over him. Kurt, a manipulative and cruel man, had already taken everything from Charles Xavier's family, including the life of Charles' father, and directed his abuse towards Kane at home. This abusive upbringing left Kane feeling powerless and desperate for strength. Kane's childhood was marked by a facade of cruelty and toughness, but this was merely a defense mechanism. At school, he was a bully. At home, he was the victim. His strained relationship with his stepbrother Charles Xavier only added to his insecurities, as Charles repeatedly outshone him in academics, sports, and even physical confrontations thanks to his psychic abilities. Juggernaut's armor, while not necessary for his powers, symbolizes the emotional and physical barriers Kane has built to protect himself from further harm. Layered in metal, he has essentially buried himself under the weight of his past, using his armor as a way to ensure he can never be hurt again. This tragic dynamic dates back to Kane's first appearance in X-Men number 12 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, where we see the seeds of his pain and anger taking root. If Spider-Man 4 explores this origin, it could add incredible depth to Juggernaut's character. Audiences would gain a better understanding of why he became who he is, making him more than just a brute force villain. The storyline could also serve as a compelling counterpoint to Peter Parker's own struggles with responsibility and resilience, creating a powerful thematic clash between the two characters. Another powerful angle the movie could explore is why Kane Marco became the Juggernaut in the first place, to shield himself from being hurt ever again. Many characters in the Marvel Universe gain power as a response to childhood trauma, but few go to the extreme lengths Kane did. For him, it wasn't just about gaining the strength to dominate others, it was about creating an impenetrable defense, both physically and emotionally. Even after becoming one of the strongest beings in the Marvel Universe, Kane didn't stop there. He piled on layer after layer of armor, a physical representation of his determination to avoid vulnerability. At the same time, he distanced himself emotionally, ensuring that no one could get close enough to hurt him. It's this combination of raw power and deep-seated emotional scars that makes Kane Marco's transformation into the Juggernaut so compelling and so heartbreaking. If Spider-Man 4 showcases this aspect of his character, it could elevate Juggernaut from a simple villain to a deeply nuanced figure, allowing audiences to empathize with his pain while still understanding the danger he poses. His story would resonate as a cautionary tale about how trauma can shape a person's choices, contrasting beautifully with Peter Parker's own philosophy of using power responsibly. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop, and if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.